Now, this video is going to be extraordinarily simple. What you should expect from Lavos. Now, Lavos is a frame that not everybody can get into. It requires a bit too much for a new player to jump right into, and veteran players usually prefer to go chill, relaxed frames. So unless you like Lavos and his playstyle, not a lot of people go him, which is why you don't really see him in normal gameplay. But playing him has benefits all around. The team thrives on having a Lavos in their team because his third ability turns health and energy orbs into universal orbs, which grant health and energy alike. It's essentially equilibrium, but for the whole team. And then it turns normal ammo drops into universal ammo, making just a sniper ammo work for rifle and everything else as well. It's ammo transmutation, but for literally everything. It's amazing. The benefits to the team are out of this world. Now, the benefits for the player playing Lavos, though, he has insane levels of viability. In any single one of the missions you go into, you will be able to pretty much do the same amount of damage with Lavos as you do in a Corpus mission that you do in a Grineer mission. And that's because he can efficiently nuke with his element management. By holding down an ability, you can apply a status effect to any one of your abilities. Holding down two abilities makes the combined element. Now you can do this with any one of these four. You can make a combined element out of any one of the four. It's amazing. And from there, you can just cast your ability and start fucking all the enemies up. It's fantastic. But the problem is with this is you have to prime these enemies. Priming the enemies in itself isn't necessarily bad, but it makes more effort when it comes to nuking. Now, despite all of this, you have to do 4 or so things before you can even nuke the enemies. You have to prime them with Vial Rush, and then from there you can prime them with your weapons, and then with the status effects applied through your weapons and everything else like that, you can then hit them with catalyze. Catalyze will do the insane amounts of damage that you would want from Lavos because it would capitalize on all the stats effects that are on them and just do insane amounts of damage. And then from there, you want to reduce the timer by using Orphean Bite if you have the augment mod, and then your third ability, Transmutation Probe. Now, you should have the augment mod because reducing your cooldown should be your most pressing matter, because if you're playing Lavos, you're going to want to keep nuking and keep fucking all these enemies up. Because while he doesn't have any form of survivability on his own, he has insane armor and health. So if you throw an adaptation, he can just armor tank pretty easily. But you're going to want Swift Bite for the cooldown time. And then you're going to want Valence Formation so you can apply more status elements via your weapons a lot easier. Now, the thing you should expect from him is, I know this isn't as important to a lot of people anymore as it was 8 years ago, but co-op gameplay. With his transmutation probe, his abilities in co-op are amazing. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone hating the fact that a Lavos is on their team. It's mostly just people not liking his playstyle. A Lavos on your team helps out anyone that requires energy or ammo, which is pretty much every frame in this game. And then he works as a natural primer, so even if you're not the one nuking a lot, just priming the enemies is amazing for your team. Priming the enemies will allow your team to nuke more efficiently, and the missions go by a lot quicker. Lavos is an amazing frame. He's not for everyone though. And like I said, nuking with him requires a lot of extra steps other than other frames like Noko, Sevagoth, Gauss even. You have to hold down the abilities to lock in the stats effects, and then you have to do it 2 times to even make a combined one. Then from there, you can cast the ability. And then after casting it, you have to hold it down again to make whatever combined stats effect you want to then cast Catalyze. And then from there, you have to cast your 1 and your 3 to further reduce the cooldown timer so you can do the same thing over again. All while priming enemies with your weapon throughout the mission, which not everyone likes doing. Again, he is by no means a bad frame. He's just not for everyone. Now, I'm not trying to make it seem like you should not play him. I believe Lavos is an amazing frame that can be played pretty much all the time. But like I said, honestly, he is an amazing frame. Whether he's for you or not, you have to decide by playing him. Now, if you don't have Lavos and you want to try him out before you farm him, which is completely valid, you can try him out in the Deviri circuit. By going over the Deviri circuit, you can find out what Warframes you're offered weekly by looking at the top right corner. For me, I have Loki, Caliban, up here. If Lavos is in here for you, I recommend you give him a try. He is amazing, and going through the circuit is one of the best ways to try out Warframes before you farm them or waste plat on them if that's what you're going to do. And now, honestly, that's just about it. What you should expect from him is pretty simple. It's team co-op management, and though a bit slow, nuking. He nukes slower than other frames, but he can still nuke just the same. And with his ability for elemental manipulation, he is viable in pretty much any mission ever. You can go in from a Corpus mission to a Grineer mission or an Infested mission, and he will still wipe the board because you can use whatever stats effects you want. And so, with that being said, that is just about it. Tell me, what do you think about Lavos? Do you like him? Do you hate him? And that being said, on to next time.